Hello and welcome to Scriptonite Reacts. I'm Scriptonite. Today we're going to be watching season 6, episode 5 of The Expanse. This episode is called Why We Fight, and it's the penultimate episode of The Expanse ever. I am not happy about that situation, but I can't keep waffling on about that every single intro, so moving on. This season is fucking excellent. Absolutely fucking excellent. I was like nervous coming in because I think we've got every right to be nervous when you're like flying along with this amazing show, and then someone, you know, you're waiting for season 6, just excited for season 6, and then someone says, oh, by the way, it's going to be 6 episodes, and you're like, you know, you start to panic averted. I'm just really loving this season and the way that they are dealing with the pace. So first things first, on Laconia. We left Laconia with Kara taking her little brother off to, I assume, the strange dogs, with the hope that they can resurrect him. But simultaneously, we have the news that, well, in the same sort of time frame, we find out that Cortazar has basically managed to receive a coherent reply from the proto thing that's in the sky of Laconia. So with these two things kind of running parallel to each other, you know, the strange dogs bringing potentially a young child back to life, or some form of life, reanimation that I don't understand yet because that hasn't been explained to me. We've got that. And simultaneously up in the fucking sky, there's going to be a situation going on there. So it's clear to me that there's every potential now for a big blow up. A very rapid escalation of events on Laconia, because essentially we've got several people pushing buttons. They have no idea what the repercussions of are, and it's all happening at the same time. So I'm really excited about our glimpse into Laconia today. I really hope there's one at the beginning again, as we've had in every episode, and I cannot emphasize how much I've loved the scenes on Laconia. How they have managed to world build so effectively with so little is incredible. I'm keen to learn more about Duarte. Obviously, we're only going to have him for 2 episodes, but I feel like he's going to be pretty pivotal in those episodes as kind of the leader on Laconia. How is he going to respond to these unfolding events? Is he a goodie? Is he a baddie? Is he somewhere in between? We still don't really know in terms of the story that's being told here. Obviously, from point of view of last season, he would be a baddie because he would be sort of in league with Marco, you know, and sort of proceeding on that plan. So I'm quite interested to see where Duarte falls in the sort of scheme of things as this episode unfolds. We've had no further update on Avasarella's health, but I have not forgotten about that little loose thread that we got in the x-ray, so we'll see where that goes. We now know from Clarissa's x-ray that Mao is dead, so that's the end of that scenario. It sounds like natural causes, obviously, you know, natural causes, but let's just accept that the man be dead, and that leaves Clarissa just maybe with some emotional stuff to deal with. It's all kicking off now between Marco and Philip and Marco and Drummer. Philip has had a chance to see kind of his dad perhaps more in the light that has been explained to him by the likes of Drummer, by his mum, you know, and stuff like that. And we saw him kind of tear Marco a new one. But by the end of last episode, he was attempting to quell a potential mutiny, really, on the Pella in response to Drummer's fuckety bye from the supply depots, which was, by the way, pitch fucking perfect from Drummer. That was just beautiful. Oh, I love my girl. So yeah, not only has she got the supplies, been successful in her mission, she is returning them to the belt where they belong, and kind of acting kind of like a Robin Hood to, Marco, Sheriff of Nottingham. It's that kind of a scenario here where, he's sort of trying to hoard the gold, for himself. And Drummer is actually, in the same way Jim is, actually being everything that he claims he is. Doing the things that he said he would do, but in defiance of him. This is a really interesting dynamic. I don't know if she's going to make it out the season. I don't know if, ultimately she'll pay the price for that. But you know what? If my girl goes down, she went down swinging, and I'm fucking proud to pieces of her. I don't think the relationship with Marco and Philip is going to hold, but I have felt that before, and I have been wrong before. But I still feel like there is some glimmer, tiny little flicker of a candle, of a match even, inside of that boy that could be activated. But I don't know if it's going to happen in time now. And I don't know if it's going to happen in time for him to live. This might be something he can only redeem himself, in death, in a kind of sacrifice. Which is what Duarte was talking about last episode, in terms of something that you give up, but which makes it sacred. Yeah, okay, so there's that. Jim and Peaches are having some of the most incredible conversations. So are Jim and Naomi. Like, everyone is working through stuff this season, even like Amos, who I think is getting to that point. And it's actually a really, really good examination of trauma, Amos, because I actually find quite a lot of I find quite a bit of common ground with Amos, because Amos is someone who's never had any self-esteem for as long as he can remember, right? Because he got it ripped, stripped and beaten out of him by the sex trade, from the point that he was a child. And so he's kind of, I think because his trauma has made him seem quite detached and empty, he would never feel safe enough to feel afraid. Which is why he hasn't been afraid since he was 5. It's like there's no room for that kind of in his life. And we've seen him throughout the course of this series go from this very detached, you could mistake him for a sociopath if you didn't know any better when you first actually met Amos. And it wasn't until he started talking that you realised, oh no, this is just a traumatised person with no self-esteem or faith in their own ability to make decisions and do the right thing. So he kind of takes people and then creates them as moral compasses. So he identifies, right, Jim, Anna, to some degree, obviously Naomi, a whole host of people. And, whether people to follow, people to protect, or bad people that you kill, And what I find so fascinating is actually as his self-esteem and his confidence in his own humanity, like his ability to be a fully functioning, emotionally present, considered human being, he feels more confident challenging other people around him. And to have him in a situation with Jim where he's like, not just, oh, well, Jim, I know Jim would have made the right decision about the rocket. He's like, wait, no. This is why we're here. We're putting ourselves on the line. If you can't do this, then you need to pass it along to someone who did. I actually really like that he is now at the point where he can challenge even Jim with actual confidence. And it wasn't really done with anger. It was, he was clearly disappointed. Jim would have ripped Amos a new one if the roles were reversed, and rightly so. But Amos still has those vestiges of Amos in him where he's still very mission focused. He's like, I'm not interested in judging you. But what I'm saying is, this is the task that we have. And if you can't do it, then you need to make way so that someone who can get it done. And I loved it. So that's our Amos. I'm gonna shut up now because I just want to get into the episode. I've probably missed a million things. Oh my god, Monica MVP manages to do my faint hope actually happened this time. For once in this fucking show, I got my way. Monica was alive and she got the footage and she turned it into, frankly, a Pulitzer Prize winning documentary about this attack on both the Belt and Mars and Earth. This was they are common victims of this attack, which was fucking clearly Marco and Aros, if it was, Belter charges as well. And I think actually she was right, with Vassarala saying, stop this, we look weak. And Monica's like, well, if you want people to see you, as human, you're going to have to look weak. And what was so important is, like, everyone in that scenario looked weak because they were all getting attacked and they were all helping each other. It didn't matter who was an inner and who was a belter. The thing that mattered was that everyone was getting hurt and dying, and anyone who was kind of less hurt was making sure to help the people who were more hurt. It was so moving. And the fact that it was stitched together with that monologue from the Belter and his cat, Lucky Earther, which, by the way, is such a genius name for a cat. But just, that, it was such a great joke, the Lucky Earther thing, but it then became something a lot more emotional and poignant. It's just stunning. And, you could watch that from any vantage point, from Mars, from Earth, from the Belt, and see humanity in distress. It wasn't one side versus another side. It was humanity that was in distress. You could see the humanity in all of the people, their common humanity, which is exactly the point of the exercise that Monica has undertaken. I fucking love her. I'm so glad that they made her a bigger thing in the show. So glad, because that actor is incredible that plays Monica. Like, from her very first scenes, she was so intense. I can remember watching, I think, The Tie and That Guy, and like Stephen Strait, apparently, who plays Jim, was like freaking out because the first scene they did is a scene where Monica's like right up in his face. It's the one where she's trying to convince him that, like, she's really on his side and she's, not here for the award. She's here because she's here for truth. She's kind of like, all her hands are doing this and she's like totally invading his personal space. And a lot of those were kind of actor choices that Stephen wasn't kind of prepared or ready for. And so he was really, like, you see him actually kind of his chest almost caves in with sort of like defensive behaviour. And she's kept that up all the way since. Like, I will not ever forget Monica as a character. I'm sure there'll be characters in this that, over time maybe slip a little bit, grey a little bit in my mind. And Monica will not be one of those characters. So, right, I really am going to shut up now and get into this episode. Without further ado, let's have at it.
Baby, we're right here.
Oh. I can hear him. Holy shit!
Wait, you are Holden's ghost. Mila?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh my god.
That was a little trickier than I thought. Okay. Lady, you're gonna help me.
Zan. Can he talk? I love these little strange dogs.
Kara? Is that you? I feel weird.
Oh, is his eyes changed?
Yes.
What happened?
You died.
You got hurt. Killed hurt. Oh.
His eyes have legit changed colour.
What does it mean to be in substrate? Everything looks different.
Is he seeing like a protein molecule? Hybrid.
Never saw that before.
Oh, shit.
The dogs fixed you.
He's not.
How are you feeling?
Dizzy.
He's not dead.
Attempting to reassess.
What?
I think you may have received your last injection.
No more medicine?
You don't need it anymore. You're gonna be fine.
So beautiful.
You certainly are.
Oh my god. He's.
What did he see? Is it the thing in the sky? Alright, fucking hell. Oh, that fucking ship that Marco's got on the way. Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? I don't even understand what's happening.
Rincom relay in position and active.
Is this the Mars attack? Yeah, it's the Mars attack.
Medina Station. This is the MCRN. Your free Navy sentries at the ring have been eliminated. Our weapons are now locked on Medina Station.
Nothing to do!
And unless you surrender immediately and unconditionally, we will open fire. Acknowledge.
Shit.
Not sure yet, ma'am. Still working on it.
No. What the fuck?
Good alert! Multiple incoming!
Oh
All ships, emergency!
no. Oh shit! Carino's dead!
Obviously, we didn't have anything on board that would do the trick, but we were able to salvage some appropriate host stock from the Granicus, which is en route to us now. The new framework should be in place by the time it arrives.
Pause. Rest in pieces, Sandrine Carino. Oh, she'd made so many good decisions. She helped stop an all-out war between Earth and Mars back in the day. I'll never forget.
War's an inherently unstable interaction of three things: intense emotion, politics, and luck. That message was luck. Maybe out here, away from all the politics and bullshit, luck opens a door and lets a couple of grunts figure out how not to fight. For once.
She's being fucking brave. I wouldn't have been that brave.
But she made a bad call there. So they've attempted to attack and they have been taken out. It looked like the fucking proto-molecule ball got them. I don't know what just happened there. But the entire Martian fleet just was gone in the blink of an eye. Just like, gone. It looked like the control centre of the ring, you know, where Jim visited and Bobby with the grenades and everything. It looked like that had turned around and had weapons and fought and fired on Mars. That's what it looked like to me. I'm gonna have to watch the scene again in editing anyway, but I wanted to stop just if anyone's like, why don't you get what's going on? That's what I saw, but that doesn't make sense.
Drummer raided a defenseless supply depot. If she wants to act like that makes her a hero, who cares?
Oh, she's good.
Yes.
You're surprised. What? Did you think it wasn't going to work?
So yeah, it was Marco that did that. Motherfucker.
All ships, emergency evasive.
Yeah!
The railgun is a Martian design, but it's made out of a metal we've never seen before.
Marco traded proto-molecule for Martian gunships and weapons. Maybe this was part of the deal.
I thought the ring station was impenetrable. How the fuck
What?
did they attach giant railguns to it?
I have no idea.
They mounted the guns on titanium bands laid right along the surface. The assembly holds itself together.
Fuck.
Our strike team took fire from 5 guns, but there are probably 6. From these positions, Inaros can rain hell on any point inside the ring space.
Oh my god. He's a perfect asymmetrical warfare.
If Inaros gets behind the guns, the farms on Medina will be able to provision his forces indefinitely.
We could send in a swarm of fast nukes and blow Medina up.
The last time we detonated a nuke near the ring station, it powered up and nearly wiped out the entire solar system.
We have to stop them before they get through the ring. No, ma'am, but...
If we have to send more people to their death, the least we can do is give them a fucking chance to win.
Thank you.
You'll have my decision soon.
God, fucking hell. Fucking hell. They put fucking railguns on the station.
Have I gone soft? Was I trying too hard to be good when I should have been ruthless?
You used your best judgment.
And lost. There is no prize for the best victim.
I love her. I love her.
I don't need platitudes. We're fucked, and it's my fault.
Fine. Maybe you have gone a bit soft, which might not be so bad in small doses, but now is not the time for self-pity bullshit. It's time to keep your eyes on the enemy and wait for the next time they slip up, because I still think we're the good guys. And I'd rather do a little less soul-searching and a lot more fighting back.
Go do something else.
Well, you did that. I mean, you got what you asked for, lady. Don't ask for real talk. And then...
The UN and engineers said that they've been ordered to reinforce our hull with carbon silicate lace plating.
What's that?
Some kind of badass new armor.
Yay!
Same stuff they've got on UN 1. The lace plating is new metallurgy. It came out of protomolecule research. The things my father did, he tried to justify them by saying that protomolecule was the key to ensuring the survival of our species. Stuff like this makes him seem right.
Based on the data, it seems clear to me that a significant number of these
Dr. Okoye!
were indeed similar to whatever happened to the Bakir. The ring transit data that my group was able to study, and there was a lot, suggests that there is a mass energy threshold which precedes or perhaps triggers these events, which obviously would have dire consequences for the future use of the rings.
Mass energy? What?
You were right.
Every time they go through, they get angrier.
Anytime anyone goes through a ring, they don't realize they're taking a massive risk.
He did say that.
You said that every time you transit. You can feel those entities getting angrier. Do you think they're trying to get out?
I don't know. Maybe. Navisarella needs to see this. This is bigger than the war. Something funny?
No. Something good.
Yay! Get in there, girl! I'm not gonna cry.
The supplies are solely food and fuel to help relieve the station. We are giving it to you.
That doesn't make any difference. If you do not submit to these procedures, we will not let you.
Captain Drummer,
Secretary General.
We're grateful for your assistance. Your ships are cleared to dock and will be treated as sovereign territory. Your crews are also welcome on the station, as long as there are no disruptions.
There will be no disruptions.
It's nice to finally meet.
I know!
Fred Johnson spoke well of you.
He spoke well of you too. We didn't agree on everything.
Then your gesture says even more about you and of the true OPA. Inaros is an enemy to us both.
A century of oppression made Mako Inaros inevitable. If not him, that would have been another.
Interesting perspective. I'd like to hear more. Perhaps in person. I would be happy to offer the hospitality of my ship.
The Belters here are hungry and I have food. I came for them, not you.
I love her. Oh.
Faster we finish, faster we get to Jing.
Where's Tadeo?
Oh, in the brig. Meeting place. Come on, let's go.
What? Was he in the brig? Oh, because he was like that.
You're lucky that they didn't space you, huh?
I wasn't thinking about me. I was going crazy. I just needed to know that Mas was okay. And he was always there for me.
Shit.
Do this.
He's got a little baby hand.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that limb will never be good. It must be
Damn
removed
it.
as soon as possible.
Ah, fuck.
God damn it, you're allowed to rush in everything now, including surgery. For Camino Drama and family.
Ooh. Answer it!
Here's my clinic in Midtown, outside Green Zone. Come, and it will be done.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Joseph. I'm sorry, but that little baby arm is... What the fuck was that in? There's a comedy with a guy who grows up who's got a baby arm, and there's a masturbation joke, and I cannot remember what it was, and it's going to bother me now.
Am I crazy? Or is your hand really small?
About the size of a KFC spork.
I'm here with the Rosie on cities. I'm sure you're
Oh,
all
please!
efforts. It's amazing what you did. Oh, there's so much I want to say. Just let me know when you have a little time and I'll come to you. See you soon.
We got some information from a Belter and Ganymede. Not a spy. Regular man. A botanist. He risked his life and family to send us experimental biotech simply because he believed it could help restore Earth's ability to grow food. Initial reports suggest he might be right.
Yes! We needed a win.
One good apple, sometimes that's all it takes.
Monica.
Holden.
Oh my
I heard you
god!
had some interesting times out there, as usual. You should set up an interview.
Never, ever. Thank you for seeing me so quickly. I know you've got a lot going on. Travel through the rings is not as safe as we thought. When traffic exceeds a certain mass energy threshold, a ship will disappear in transit. Abruptly vanish without a trace.
I think I need to up my dosage.
What?
Never mind. What can we do about this?
I think we need to share it with Inaros.
Oh, James, you're truly one of a kind.
Just hear me out. If we can convince Marco that the danger is real, he might...
What? Lay down his arms and say, you're right, let's solve this together? We're one big happy family after all? You have to be the most naive person I've ever met.
Every time anyone uses a ring, it puts all of us at risk, including the colonies and the trade routes. And that problem is not just going to go away.
Let me show you the problem we have right now.
Those look like real guns.
Yes, they are. Very big ones. They destroyed 6 Martian warships in a matter of seconds. Kamina Drummer. How well do you know her?
What do you want with Drummer?
I need an ally. A belter. With ships and guns. Who's respected by her own kind to fight at our side against Inaros.
No wonder you saw me so quickly.
Not long ago, Drummer was a fugitive with 1 ship. She came to Ceres with 8, studded with missiles and guns. Belters trust her. Some will flock to her, and some will abandon the Free Navy. That could make all the difference.
Drummer has no love for Marco, but she's no friend of Earth either, and she's not going to trust you.
On Earth, I once put a belter up on hooks.
Yep, you did.
To suffocate him. I did it because I could. The bird sees me that way. Because that is who I was. It is not who I am now.
Okay. Ooh. Amos, what is going on?
Someone's got a bad case of shore leave.
Yay!
Yeah. You've got lipstick and scratches on your neck.
Yep.
And is that glitter?
Yep.
So just drinking and fucking. Might be time you got back to your ship.
I'm not sure I'm going back.
Oh, come on, Amos.
We caught a bad break with Inaros. It happens.
It happened because Holden disarmed the nuke.
Oh, shit.
He saw Naomi's kid on the pillow. I don't know. Usually I get what he's trying to do, but this... Sometimes it feels like he's trying to get us killed. Then a couple times he saved the whole human race. I guess it balances out.
Not a man who does things by degrees.
War is the wrong place for good men.
In the end, the only thing that matters is fighting for who's covering your flank. Doesn't matter if they're saints or assholes. They're your people. They watch your back and you watch theirs, or you've got nothing.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
right.
So back to the ship.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Brothel first, though. You won't come with?
With you. Or with you.
Whatever.
Is this happening? Oh, shit. Well, that went. Jesus Christ.
Kamina, I'm going to stay here with Joseph on Ceres. It's okay for you to go.
The Inners control the station.
You will never be able to give up the fight with Marco now.
Yep.
And we can't help you in that fight anymore. It's okay. You can go.
I never loved you because you were fighters. I loved you because you were builders. I wanted us to build something together.
Like Fred. Oh. Oh. Okay. Bye, guys. Oh. That's probably got me, that's.
No matter what they do now, they can't engage us everywhere at once.
We can dictate how the forces will be spread. The stage is set.
That sounds good.
It is good.
Here.
There's something I want you to see.
Kamina drama did this to you. Live shamed and die empty.
What else? Everything that we fought for, the blood that we spilled, the Baranas we lost, all will have been for nothing. There's no turning back now.
It's nice to see that kind of fire in him. I wonder where he gets it from.
Oh God.
I'm picking back a comm test to ping the city's network. See if I could find anything about your brother. Mass was on the docks when the water tanks exploded. He's dead.
Oh.
It's my fault.
Oh, it's DNA's fault.
No. I was on the crew that planted the bombs and rigged the docks to blow. They said no belters would get hurt. I thought we were just killing units.
Oh my God, you motherfucker, Marco! What else do you fucking need to see, Philip? Oh God, I want to stick a blade right through that bastard's shoulder blades.
You there?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Your drummer.
And what of it?
You can go right on through. You're pre-cleared.
There's no need. I will wait my turn.
Don't waste your time on this. You have more important things to do.
Valid perspective. Thank you, friend.
Kamina.
Nagata.
Can we have a chat?
It's good to see you. You as well.
Oh, Kamina!
Suits you.
Oh, the love! She loves her so much!
I'm eager to meet your family.
She doesn't have a family anymore.
They're gone. You blame me for all that? I did what I did. The fault is mine. You know it's the last thing I ever would have wanted. I didn't tell you about it because what good would it have done? You didn't come here to apologize.
No. She came to ask a thing.
Then why did you come? Or then ask me to talk to you. On Avasarala's behalf. She wants you and yours to fight at her side. Against Marco. You should leave. Camino. Please. Clear this deck!
Oh, it's about to go down.
You come to me running errands for the Inners. It's not like that, and you know it. How do you do it? Do what? Work with them. I despise Marco. And everything he's done. Avasarala and her Inners are no better. That was true once. But it's different now. I can choose to wait for the bounty to go high enough that someone kills me. Or I can put a collar on my neck and hand the Inners the leash. This universe has no place for me.
No, no.
Then all we can do now is to stand by the people that we love. What else is there? Fuck you. You self-righteous shit. Fuck you.
Oh!
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck it. Hell.
Archangel is in the dock.
Archangel. damn it, she is so fucking... Look at her!
And here I am.
Don't kill her, please.
I didn't really believe that you would leave your ship.
Would you have come to me?
Why are you here? Speak plainly.
Marco will get many more Belters killed before this ends. You know that.
So you're here to save us?
I'm here because you can help me win this war.
When Marco is dead, will you remember us? Will you remember the Belters who bled for your victory?
All I can do is promise that I will. I have given your people many reasons to hate me, but none to think I'm a liar.
Belters fighting alongside Inners against Belters. I never thought I would live to see that.
Neither did I.
Oh, what? I don't believe it. Number 5 of the X-rays is called Remember the Can. That's made me a bit emotional. God, this fucking... Okay. This is murder now, I'm trying to do this, because that ending has really made me emotional. And now I'm having emotional reactions to everything, so we're just going to do this. Play.
The doctrine of one ship encompasses the physical and the abstract, the known and the imagined, space and time, the future and the past.
Remember the can't.
Team report Dock 8. UNN Zenobia TS1 is ready for boarding at Farm 72. Be prepared for delays as there will be additional security checks.
I wonder what that guy would have to say about all this.
Nah.
Probably keep your head down. Stay out of trouble.
I can't. It's just come such a long way. 10 years earlier?
Man, just give me one.
Oh my
God! He's happy. I'm not picky. Go find your own rock in your loader.
It's everyone.
You have to fry clean water,
He
keeping
was
you
the
alive.
the captain.
Have a nice day.
Tell me Jonathan Banks is going to make a comeback.
Hey, what's a guy got to do to get a drink around here?
Hey! Not the cat.
Yeah, accidents happen.
So I'm just standing there and my Skippy's writing his English is almost as bad as my belter. So that thing where you just repeat yourself only slower and louder, I'm the asshole doing that. Oh, boy, you. I just want my pants back. And then the guy says something that I think means when do you need them? I don't know the words for right now. So I do this.
Hey, what happens on scene?
The guy said sorry, he was married, and he gave me a towel.
We need more. You an earther?
Guilty as charged.
Now, what's your story, man?
Making it up as I go along. Yeah, you're pretty good with these people.
Excuse me?
We're all the same people.
You a sailor?
Why?
Just a hunch. Got a line on a job if you know your way around a ship.
I'm not looking for work.
It ain't work. It's easy. Hauling ice in from outer planets, bringing it here. I got the Canterbury. She's a good ship.
Not interested. Sorry. Thanks.
Talk shit somewhere else. You interested in free room and board, a union salary, and little or no responsibility?
I take it. Give it to me.
Yes.
I suppose I can give it a shot. Why not?
Why? Still got a lump in my throat. I'm gonna take a closer look at the Laconia scenes in editing, and like I'll put up a little you know, editor's note.
Yes!
But it looks like everything is going into the last episode, so I cannot even imagine how much shit is going to go down in the final episode of the show. Because literally everything has to wrap up. Everything. Or at least, you know, come to a point. Oh, God. But, you know, the kids are on their way back to the family. There's a whole big search party out. So, you know, that's going to move very, very quickly. I also wanted to know what the kid looked up and said, oh, I haven't seen that before. And I couldn't quite get that either. So again, I'm going to go through that in the edit and have like a closer look at it. What else? I just felt like this was a really great way. I mean, the whole point of this episode was why we fight. And I feel like it's like one of the better episodes for, you know, that was the theme. Why are we fighting? And, you know, ultimately it came down to, you know, we fight for the people that we love. And that, I think, got Kamina in. Because Kamina loves Naomi. And she's gonna fight for her. She is gonna fight alongside Earth against Belters. Because it's the right thing to do, and because she loves Naomi, and because I think she wants Naomi to be safe, and she knows that this is one way of securing her safety, and she knows that love is unrequited, which makes it even purer to me. I don't think Drummer's not thinking that she's going to do some amazing thing here and Naomi's going to leave Jim and they're going to live together happily ever after. This is so much deeper than that, and I just find it absolutely beautiful. And that scene with them, I was like, I had a lump in my throat I've still got a lump in my throat now. This whole episode I just had basically a lump in my throat because there's so much in the unsaid in that scene, but still it is communicating. I wanted to swing for Naomi in that moment of like, damn it, Naomi. Like, first the shit when she did her spine in, you came in and it wasn't to help her, it was to get Jim help. And then this time she comes to see her and she's like, what is it this time? And it's like, well, basically I'm here to convince you to fight alongside Earth. And Kamina already knew it would work in that moment. I think that's why she was so angry. But she also knows that, like, Naomi isn't doing it to be manipulative or mendacious or anything like that. It's like she's trying to make the best outcome here, and she knows that Kamina is necessary. And it was just that complexity of feelings all happening, and I don't know how Kamina elevated herself above her, like, that moment, because I think it would have taken me a while to come round. I think at this point I'd be like, you just take the piss. Every time. The only time you're ever tracking me down is when I got something to do for you. I'm fucking done with this. But thankfully, Kamina is a little bit quicker to acknowledge, you know, the wider implications of the moment and get over herself and move things forward. Which is, I always love in a show where a character does something and you're like, shit, like, that is a level of character that I'm not sure I've got in me, but if I have got in me, it would take me a little bit longer to reach it. Like, I'd be having to really dig for that. So I was just so, because I kept thinking that scene was gonna blow up, you know, like Kamina was gonna say, "Are we, you know, like, are you fucking oblivious? Do you have any idea how much I love you?" Like, something like that was gonna happen, but something deeper happened, really, and so I have respect for that. I can't even think of a logical order to do this show in this time. So if we go back, we've got the strange dogs, then we've got Mars tries to launch its attack on Medina Station, but what I hadn't understood about what the weapon that was being delivered, you know, for Marco that we saw before, I did not understand the fullest ramifications of that. So basically they've rigged up rail guns to the freaking station, at least 6, and it took out the entire Martian fleet like that, gone. So we've lost all of the ships and we've lost all of the skill and the talent in terms of the captains and the crews. It was a complete fucking disaster. And, you know, Vassaralla's now there thinking, shit, like, if we'd have had additional numbers, if Earth would have been involved in this mission, would it have gone down the same? Well, the railgun could just as easily have taken out a bunch of Earth UNN ships too. I mean, that happened really quickly. And they couldn't have fired at the station because they know if they fire at the station, all shit breaks loose. So again, it's like Marco's human shield knows no bounds. I don't think there's been a bigger human shield in this show than putting fucking railguns on the station. God. I mean, it's genius, but it's pissing me off. Because it's like, oh, it's a nuclear weapon ultimately, isn't it? It's the mutually assured destruction thing of like, but even worse, because it's like, if you actually try and stop my nuke, all you get nuked. Jesus wept. So that led to the scenes with the Vassaralla, you know, really stuck now because obviously the UNN, you know, admirals are all like, right, let's go, you know, let's sort this shit out. But equally, you know, a Vassaralla isn't who she used to be. And what she can see here is that if they go off half-cocked, literally the outcome could be the end of humanity. If they fuck up something to do with the station, they could just get themselves blown to pieces and then they've lost even more resources. And in throwing all of their resources at that, instead of making sure things are okay on Ceres, they've allowed Marco to make them hurt the belt again. So you know, Vassaralla's like, just wait, I actually need to think about this. And then she's talking with Bobby because her concern is she having these feelings because she's not ruthless enough and she actually needs to be being ruthless, which obviously sends Bobby off in a tizzy because Bobby's, you know, a soldier at the end of the day and much prefers being in the thick of it than as she would call it, you know, what was it, soul searching. But, you know, that's the cost of leadership, ultimately, is like, the cost of leadership is you have to do the soul searching. So, Bobby and Amos are off, probably fucking in a brothel, FYI, that was hot, but not before Bobby got to Amos, who was basically on the outs, kind of done. And Bobby reminded him why he fights. You know, these are his people. And he needs to, like, get with the program again. So I think he's going to have his last round at the brothel with Bobby. And then they're back to the ship. So that's good. I'm very, very glad. I understand why he is as upset as he is. I would be. But ultimately, again, it's like with everything else. There's just, the stakes are so much bigger than this that I'm glad we're moving through it, you know, at pace. So that's all done. We've got Avasarala taking the thing, and she says it's just a stimulant. I still think it was the medicine, but obviously she can't tell Monica that because, you know, it's Monica. It'll be all over the news. But ultimately, because she chats to Jim, she knows what she needs to do. This is Avasarala, which is send, you know, Naomi is the person to talk to Kamina and bring her around. And it works. And that brings us to that scene at the end, which has destroyed me emotionally. Like, I'm still... I think actually the thing that I want most out of this whole series is a new deal for the belt. I'm not joking about how emotional it makes me that this group of people that have suffered so much oppression might actually be in a position after this where they're better off and that all of these fights would have been worth it. And I know I'm going to be sweet summer childed the fuck out of this, but that gave me hope. The scene with Drummer and Avasarala, and with the way that Avasarala was privately, gives me hope that we could be moving into a new era if we can survive, not all die, and not all end up under the control of Marco and Aros. So there is a whole lot at stake for everyone now. Everyone. Because I think now, and I will always be, you know, you've got to salute these people in history. Like, Marco was inevitable and Kamina's right. I don't know how many times I've said this in this series about if you don't want a Marco and Aros, then you have to have an equitable social contract. Because if you don't, ultimately people, like, if you keep squeezing people, which is what they've done with the belt, you know, this is not just inequality a little bit. It's like, oh, that's not enough. We got to get even more. And then even more, even more. So, like, the more that they're getting is so worthless in terms of the improvement in their quality of life. But what they're taking from the people down here is having a massive impact on their quality of life. And it's just like, you know, it's kind of the world we're in at the moment. It's what makes me so angry about the state of the world at the moment, is that these people already have so much. And yet they're still just taking and taking and taking. And they're destabilising the whole planet for, like, psychotic reasons to me. I think that behaviour is psychopathic. I digress. So it is very satisfying emotionally to see this situation happening with actually the powerful group taking the L, taking the bloody nose, acknowledging that those dead bodies were the price of centuries of oppression, which is what Avasarala just did in that conversation with Kamina. That was the price. The price has now been paid, and now it's time to reconcile and create a better future. And that is just the most... You know, you think it's because it's for everyone. It's like that same philosophy is going to transform Earth itself between the haves and the have-nots. It's not just a conversation about, you know, the inequality between inners and belters. This is about the way we treat each other, period, has got to change. Because look at the fucking mess we got ourselves in. And I think that's just such a beautiful and timely message for this show to be given to people, which is what, hence me being an emotional wreck about it. We've also got the stuff that's happening on the Pella, which is that Marco's now all proud of Philip again because Rosenfeld showed him the video of his little speech in the canteen. But what little does Marco know that things have moved on a little bit since then, because Taddeo's been put in the brig because he was sending basically signals to try and communicate with his brother. And then we get the reveal when Philip takes matters into his own hands to get that information and finds out that his brother Mas is dead, and it is Taddeo that has set these charges. He has killed his own brother. And I think Philip looked pretty broken in the end of that scene. The way that, you know, he's holding him, he had tears in his eyes. It was like pennies dropping, finally. I don't... And we got one episode left to wrap all of this up in. I don't know how. I do not know how all of these storylines reach a place that makes any kind of a sense in one episode. But you know what? I'm in. I can't wait. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say for now. Oh, I should wrap up with the Remember the Can. What a nice little nod there. Like, I literally, because I was already all emo from the freaking scene before, the moment I saw Remember the Can, like, I started getting that, you know, oh, a little bit tough swallowing kind of a feeling. And so we had Jim, you know, looking at the picture we knew so well of, you know, the stencil of Remember the Can and his face. And he's looking at that face and I'm remembering the man that he was then. And I mean, if you were James Holden, I'd be so fucking proud of myself looking at that, of just like the journey that he has gone on in 10 years is absolutely phenomenal. He has gone from not wanting any risk, like avoiding responsibility at nearly all costs, just drinking, you know, good vibes only, you know, kind of existence, to being one of the most wise, compassionate, important leaders that humanity has ever produced. I think... I can't with this show. So the next time you see me, it will be for the final episode, which I will be putting up this week. So we are done with The Expanse this week. And then we're moving on, I believe, to Foundation, and we'll probably have a couple of films. And I think I'm probably going to take on another series as well to go with that, but I'll make that announcement after the Australian Open, because until the tennis is done, I can't have any more on my plate. But yeah, this was, again, another fantastic episode. I feel like so many character arcs are just being so respected, and they're giving us all of these, like, you know, just people that, again, character continuity, and we're getting all of these callbacks, and so I feel like I'm getting enough fan service without it being too much, you know, without it kind of bringing me out. Everything is there and makes sense why it's there and why it's happening, you know, from the Prax intervention to Anna Volovodov doing what she's up to, you know, to the skinny guy and the, you know, it all actually is in service of the plot, but it is also incredible fan service that we get to say a kind of final goodbye to this amazing cast of characters, of which there are so many, you know, beyond our immediate kind of core cast. It's It's just been amazing. I'm going to shut up now and go on with my day, and I hope you have a lovely one. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye.